Let me ask you something personal, but important. Have you ever felt like your body just isn't responding the way it used to, especially in those intimate moments? You're not alone. Maybe you've noticed it takes longer to get going, or maybe the firmness just isn't there anymore. And even if your desire is still strong, your body isn't quite keeping up. That can feel frustrating, even embarrassing. But what if I told you that a simple, 1-minute recipe, yes, just 60 seconds, could start turning that around? That's exactly what today's story is about. I want to introduce you to a man named Harold. He's 67 years old, retired from the Postal Service, and lives just outside Tulsa with his dog, Moose. Harold reached out to me after quietly struggling for months. His words were honest and heavy. He said, "Dr. Jansen, I still love my wife, I still feel the spark, but my body doesn't show up like it used to. I feel like less of a man. And I hate that I can't fix it." You could hear the ache in his voice, not just physical but emotional. That quiet shame that so many men carry but never talk about. I've been a men's health doctor for over 30 years. I've sat across from thousands of men like Harold, good men, proud men, many of them strong in every other way, but this one area can leave them feeling powerless. And let me tell you something right now, from my heart. There is no shame in this. Changes in circulation, hormone shifts, tension, and even silent inflammation are part of aging. But losing your vitality isn't inevitable. That's what this video is about. Today, I'll walk you through Harold's transformation and share a 1-minute recipe that's surprising doctors across the country, including myself. Now, before we go deeper, do me a favor. If you've ever felt like Harold, if this message already hits home, just tap that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the little bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And leave a simple yes in the comments if any part of this story is speaking to you right now. I read those responses every evening, and they help me bring you the exact advice you need. Alright, back to Harold. See, the first thing we looked at wasn't pills or gadgets. We looked at blood flow. You see, behind every strong, reliable erection is healthy circulation. When you're young, your blood vessels are like smooth, flexible highways. But with age, those highways get bumpy. Little blockages form. Inflammation makes the walls stiffer. And nitric oxide, the compound your body uses to dilate blood vessels, starts dropping. Without enough of it, blood doesn't rush in like it used to. That's why things don't rise to the occasion like before. Now, Harold had tried a couple of those little blue pills, and they helped for a bit. But the side effects made his heart race, and he didn't like depending on them. He wanted something natural, safe, and easy. That's when I shared the recipe with him. It's incredibly simple. Just a few ingredients you can find in your kitchen or local grocery store, ingredients that trigger your body's natural nitric oxide production, relax the blood vessels, and support testosterone at the same time. It takes less than a minute to prepare and can be taken right before bed or early in the morning. But here's the key. It's not just what's in it, but how it works in your body. When you feed your cells the right combination of nutrients, they start functioning like they did years ago. It's like reminding your body what it used to do on its own. Now, don't worry. I'll be walking you through the exact ingredients and how to use them in part 2. But for now, I want you to understand something even more important. The body remembers how to heal. Even after 60, even after 70, it just needs the right signals. And that's where this recipe comes in. It's one of the simplest ways to give your body those signals. It's not magic. It's not hype. It's cellular nutrition grounded in the latest research. I've seen it work not just with Harold, but with dozens of my patients. Men who thought the best days of intimacy were behind them. Men who'd quietly pulled away from their partners, convinced they were past their prime. And men who are now surprised by how good things feel again. I still remember Harold's follow-up appointment, 3 weeks after starting the recipe. He walked in with a slight grin, a little sheepish. He sat down and said, "Doc, I think something's working." He didn't have to say more. The confidence in his voice said it all. His wife had noticed. He had noticed. And the best part? He didn't feel like a different man. He felt like himself again. Friend, if you're watching this right now thinking, "I wish that could be me," I want to say clearly, it absolutely can. Your age doesn't define your strength. And you deserve to feel connected, confident, and whole in every part of life, including the bedroom. So here's what I'd like you to do. Stay with me for this series. Try what I'm going to share with you. Give your body a chance to remember. And as you follow along, please engage. Tap like if this gives you hope. Subscribe if you haven't, because there's more powerful, life-changing advice ahead. And in the comments, just write, yes, if you're ready to feel like you again. I promise I'll be reading and responding when I can. In my 30+ years of practice, I've learned that sometimes the smallest changes, just 1 minute a day, can open the door to transformation. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to start. And sometimes, all it takes is 1 minute and a little bit of faith. Let's keep going. You're not alone. And you're not done yet. Let's pick up right where we left off, because if you're still watching, I know this topic means something to you. Maybe you've already felt that quiet frustration, when you want to be there for your partner, when your heart says yes, but your body hesitates. Or maybe you're single, but want to stay ready for life, for love, for whatever comes next. Either way, I'm here to help, and today, we're getting into the actual recipe that helped Harold and so many other men I've worked with. Now, a quick reminder. My name is Dr. Robert Jansen. I've been helping men over 60 regain their energy, confidence, and performance for over 3 decades. I believe that sexual health is about more than biology. It's about connection, dignity, and quality of life. It's something every man deserves, no matter his age. So, this 1-minute recipe. Here's what you need to know. The key to this formula is nitric oxide. That's the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. When you were younger, your body made plenty of it. But by the time you hit your 60s, your nitric oxide production can drop by more than 50%. That means less blood flow, slower arousal, and weaker performance. But here's the good news. You can trigger nitric oxide naturally with the right foods, especially when taken at the right time, in the right combination. Now I want you to imagine Harold standing in his kitchen each morning, coffee brewing, sun coming through the window, and taking exactly 60 seconds to stir up the mix that helped turn his confidence around. That's what I want for you, too. The recipe starts with 1 small raw beet, or if you prefer, 2 tablespoons of 100% beetroot powder. Beets are nitric oxide powerhouses. They're packed with dietary nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide inside your body. They're also rich in compounds that support circulation, blood pressure, and stamina. Next, you need a pinch of cayenne pepper. Just a pinch, enough to warm your body and stimulate blood flow. Cayenne doesn't just heat things up, it widens capillaries, making it easier for blood to reach the areas that need it most. Harold was skeptical about this one at first. He told me, "Doc, I'm not trying to turn into a chili pepper." But once he saw the results, he didn't skip a day. Then, squeeze in half a lemon. The vitamin C helps protect your nitric oxide from breaking down too fast in the bloodstream. It also supports testosterone production by lowering cortisol, your stress hormone, which tends to spike with age and silently sabotage your performance. Finally, add 1 teaspoon of raw, local honey. Not only does it make the whole thing easier to drink, but raw honey contains trace minerals that support the testes and adrenal glands, 2 of your key hormone producers. Plus, it gives you a natural energy boost without the crash. You blend it with warm water, not hot, just enough to stir everything together, and drink it first thing in the morning. That's it, 1 minute, 1 cup, a powerful habit that sets your body up for better blood flow, better energy, and, yes, stronger, longer-lasting performance. Now, will this work overnight? For some men, they start feeling a change within days, more morning energy, better stamina, even a return of those spontaneous moments they haven't had in years. For others, it may take a couple of weeks to fully notice. But remember what I told Harold. If you feed the body right, it remembers how to function. Even after years of decline, this recipe works best when combined with a few small lifestyle habits. And I'll get to those in part 3, but just by itself, it's already made a massive difference for so many men I treat. And I want to be clear here. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about getting back to you. That strong, confident, passionate version of you that's still alive underneath the aches and changes of time. When Harold came back after 3 weeks, he wasn't just smiling, he was standing taller. His energy had shifted, his voice was clearer. He told me, "Doc, I didn't realize how much I missed feeling like this. That made me smile." because I knew exactly what he meant. Now, if you've been finding this valuable, if you're still here and this resonates with you, take a second to like this video, hit subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss what's coming next. And don't forget to comment below with a yes if you're going to try this recipe, or even just a trying it if you're feeling bold. I read every single one of those comments, and your feedback helps me help you even better. And I want to talk about something else, something more personal. Because this journey isn't just about the physical, it's about confidence, it's about emotional connection. When performance starts to fade, it can quietly affect every area of a man's life. You withdraw, you stop initiating, you second guess yourself, and that can slowly chip away at your relationship, even if no one's saying it out loud. Harold's wife told me something powerful when she came in for her own checkup. She said, "I didn't care about the performance as much as I cared about him not trying. It made me feel like he didn't want me anymore." That's when it hit me. For her, the effort, the presence, meant more than perfection. And once Harold got his confidence back, everything changed. They held hands more, they laughed more, the spark returned. Because the most attractive thing in the world isn't six-pack abs or movie star looks, it's confidence. And confidence comes when your body is on your side. That's what I want for you. Not pressure, not shame, just the opportunity to feel like yourself again, without side effects or synthetic chemicals. A simple 1-minute habit that reminds your body how to show up for you, and for the people you love. So please, if you're watching this and thinking, "I don't know if this is for me," I want you to try it. Just give it 1 or 2 weeks. 1 minute a day. You've got nothing to lose, and a whole lot to gain. I'll be here with you every step of the way. And remember, age doesn't take away your value. It doesn't take away your desire. And it doesn't take away your right to feel alive. Let's keep going. You're stronger than you think. If you've been watching so far and maybe even tried the 1-minute recipe we talked about in part 2, I hope you're starting to feel a little shift. Maybe it's a bit more energy in the morning, or you've noticed things waking up again down there. But let me tell you, this is just the beginning. Because that 1-minute habit? It works even better when paired with a few natural, easy lifestyle tweaks that I recommend to nearly every man I see over 60. Now, remember Harold? The retired postal worker from Tulsa who came to me feeling embarrassed and disconnected from his wife. After just a few weeks on the recipe, he was already noticing results. But he was still a bit uncertain. He asked me, "Doc, is there anything else I can do to help this along, something simple?" And the answer was absolutely yes. Because the body is like an orchestra. If one part is out of tune, like sleep, stress, or hydration, it can throw everything else off, including your performance. So let's start with one of the most underestimated players in this symphony: hydration. I know, it sounds too basic. But most men over 60 are walking around mildly dehydrated, and they don't even realize it. Water helps regulate blood pressure, keeps your blood fluid and moving, and aids in the production of every hormone your body relies on, including testosterone. If you're not drinking enough, your system starts to dry out, literally, and performance suffers. Harold started drinking an extra 2 glasses of water a day, 1 in the morning and 1 mid-afternoon. It made a huge difference. Next up is sleep. I always say, your bedroom is more important at night than it is during the day. Why? Because that's when your testosterone is rebuilt. Your body doesn't produce testosterone in the gym or in front of the TV. It produces it while you're in deep, uninterrupted sleep. 7 to 8 hours, not 5, not 6. I told Harold to start winding down a bit earlier, to cut out screen time 30 minutes before bed, and to keep his room cool and dark. After a week, he said he felt clearer, more alert, and, in his words, more in the mood. Now, I want to talk about something a bit more emotional, because men often carry their stress in silence. Financial worries, family issues, health concerns. Over time, stress creates a constant background buzz that drains testosterone and constricts blood vessels. It's like driving with the emergency brake on. You might still move forward, but you're working way harder than you need to, and burning out faster. That's why I told Harold to start taking 10 minutes a day just to breathe. Not meditate, not chant. Just sit quietly, focus on slow breathing, and let his nervous system settle. We call it parasympathetic activation, but really, it's just learning how to calm the storm. Believe it or not, This simple breathing habit helped Harold more than he expected. One evening, he told me he actually enjoyed intimacy more, not just because he could perform, but because he was relaxed, not racing with thoughts. That's something I hear a lot from older men. Once the pressure lifts, the connection gets deeper. And the results? They come even faster. Now, let's not forget movement. I'm not talking about hitting the gym 5 days a week or doing deadlifts. I'm talking about light, consistent movement. Walking, stretching, maybe a little resistance with bands or water bottles. Why? Because muscle activity boosts circulation, supports testosterone, and lowers inflammation, all of which directly affect your ability to perform. Harold started walking 20 minutes a day with his dog, Moose. Just that. After 2 weeks, his endurance improved, his mood lifted, and yes, he started waking up with more morning firmness. That's no coincidence. The truth is, none of these habits are complicated. They don't require expensive supplements, apps, or gym memberships. But together, they build a foundation. That's why the 1-minute recipe works even better when these pieces are in place. I tell every patient this. Think of the recipe as the ignition key, and these habits as the fuel. One without the other still works, but both together? That's when the engine really roars. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you. You're showing up for yourself, and that means more than you know. And if this has been helping you, take just a second right now to tap the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And leave me a yes in the comments if you're already trying the daily drink or implementing one of these habits. I check those comments every day to see how you're doing. Your feedback helps guide the next videos, so don't be shy. And I want to address one more thing, something that often doesn't get said out loud. Some men feel that if their performance is struggling, it means they're broken. That they're somehow less of a man. I want to tell you, right here and now, that's not true. You're not broken, you're simply out of rhythm. And just like any instrument, with a little tuning and care, you can play beautifully again. Harold didn't just get his performance back, he got his confidence back. He started taking his wife on little dates again. He joked with her more. He held her hand without hesitation. And she told me, he feels like the man I married again. That's the kind of change that goes way beyond the physical. So if you're watching this and feeling unsure, let me encourage you. You're not too old. You're not too late. You haven't missed your window. Your body is still capable of incredible things, it just needs your attention. I'll be here for part 4 to wrap this all up and give you one final piece that ties everything together, the mindset that makes all of this stick. But for now, keep going. Drink the recipe, move a little more, rest a little deeper, and remember, one step at a time is all it takes to start feeling like yourself again. If you've made it this far, I want to say something from the heart. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for being open to learning, and for staying curious. Because that curiosity, that willingness to try something new, even after 60, 70, or beyond, that's exactly what keeps you young inside. So far, we've talked about Harold's story. We've walked through the 1-minute circulation boosting recipe. We've explored the lifestyle habits that elevate results. But there's one more piece I want to share before we close this out. And I believe this part, the mindset shift, is what turns a short-term improvement into lasting transformation. Let's go back to Harold for a moment. When he first came to me, he was down, quiet, and carrying shame he didn't need to carry. He thought performance issues meant he was declining, that it was something to hide. But as we worked together and he began making changes, just small, steady steps, something else happened. He stopped seeing this challenge as something wrong with him, and started seeing it as a signal. A wake-up call. His body wasn't betraying him. It was asking for help. That shift, from shame to curiosity, changed everything. And I want to invite you to do the same. Because aging isn't the end of desire. It's not the end of intimacy. It's a new chapter. Your body might speak a little differently now. It may need different support. But it still remembers how to show up for you, if you listen, and if you give it what it needs. I've seen this again and again in my 30-plus years of practice. Men who were ready to give up, but didn't. Men who rediscovered a spark not just in their bedrooms, but in their lives. Men who felt proud to look in the mirror again, not because they were perfect, but because they were taking action. And I want that for you. So here's what I suggest. Make this part of your identity. Not just a thing you do for a few weeks and forget, but a shift in how you care for yourself every single day. Just 1 minute in the morning with that recipe. A few glasses of water. A little fresh air. Better sleep. A short walk. These aren't chores. These are investments in your confidence, your health, and your future. Harold told me something powerful at his last visit. He said, "Doc, I feel like I hit reset. Like I'm living in color again." And his wife, bless her, added with a smile, "I think I married a younger man." We all laughed, but there was truth in that. Because when a man feels strong, when his body cooperates again, his whole world brightens. Now maybe you're watching and thinking, well, that's Harold. I'm different, and I hear you. Your story is your own. But I promise you, I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s, reignite their performance naturally. Some of them had diabetes. Some had heart issues. Some had been on medication for years. But with guidance, patience, and consistency, they turned things around. So why not you? If this video series has resonated with you, if the recipe, the habits, or the stories have sparked even a little hope, do me a favor. Tap the like button so I know this helped. Hit subscribe if you want more videos that are tailored specifically for men like you. And in the comments, just write, yes, if you feel inspired to start, or starting today, if you're committing to take action. I read every one of those comments. They help me know what you need more of, and they keep this community growing. I'll continue bringing you advice that works, not trendy nonsense, not quick fixes that fail, but real tools backed by experience, science, and heart. Because you deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel alive. And one more thing, before we close this chapter together, please don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with a friend, a brother, someone you know who's been quietly struggling. You might just be the reason they turn things around. Because no man should suffer in silence, not when help is this simple, this natural, and this within reach. So here's my final message to you. You're not past your prime. You're not too old, and you're definitely not done. Every day you wake up is another chance to build strength, reclaim confidence, and enjoy the life you've worked so hard for. Start with 1 minute, just one, and let your body show you what it still remembers. I'm Dr. Robert Jansen. Thank you for trusting me to be part of your journey. And remember, your best days can still be ahead. Let's keep moving forward, together.